let's define some gaps, some CME gaps. Let's fill some CME gaps and let's define some Bitcoin ranges. Hello Adrian and welcome back to my channel. It is 7:30 p.m. UTC plus 8 is my time zone. I am, well, 3 minutes late because I was still looking at some charts and some trades before I was actually going to be streaming, and then I missed out that it was already 7:30. That's how sometimes things go, right? Anyways, welcome everybody on this beautiful Monday. Yes, it is Monday, and we had our weekly close, candle close. So, yes, once again, we have a lockdown again here in Manila. That is correct. First of all, let me welcome everybody from the hardcore crew. Hi Darren, hi Nikolai, hi Jerson, hi Jeremy, hi Lex. Hope you are doing well. And talking about lockdown, hi Cetric as well. Talking about lockdowns, I was supposed to be starting my the construction of my house here in Manila, starting tomorrow. But yeah, now the construction has been delayed until the August 18 because yeah, basically you're not allowed to be doing any work during during the lockdown. So the building of the house is going to be delayed for a couple of weeks, and I still hope that it will be finished by the end of the year, because that's basically when I would like to be moving into the new house. And the cool thing about the new house is I have created like a very nice streaming office slash workstation area that is, that is going to be perfect for me as my trading setup, with like spotlights and yeah, all kinds of cool stuff. Maybe I can show it later when if it ever gets built done in time. But normally they told me that it will take 4 to 5 months to be completing. So by the end of the year, hopefully the house is going to be completed, and then yeah, I will move to a new place, and everything should be a little bit more fancy. Everything should be a little bit more professional. Let's put it like that, for me to for me to work. Because to be honest, the place where I'm in right now, I'm just renting a condo right now, and it's great for like 2 people or something like that. But now that we have a little one, and everybody who is staying over to help out with the baby, and the private nurse and so on, it's just too small. Like it's just too small. And to be honest, it's I mean, if we can if I would be living here just with just my wife, it would be fine. But now it's really getting a little bit too small and annoying sometimes, really quite annoying. Can we party there? I don't think you can party there, because maybe we still have COVID problems. So social distancing, Nikolai, social distancing. So I don't think we'll be able to be partying there. Anyways, I'm quite excited to be, finding my work area, my workspace is something that is super important to me. It has always been like that, and although I do feel okay right now with my workstation, I really want it to be improved and better. I really hate it when, for example, a little bit of lag and it takes too slow to load and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff that I really hate. But anyways, enough rant about that. So yeah, have to wait until this new lockdown is over. But let's go back into Bitcoin. That's why we are here, right? So to follow up on yesterday, what I wanted to tell you guys is the following. Well, I told you guys that most likely this green box is going to be holding, and that's where I was interested in starting a longing position, and that's what I did, as you can see, and also said that most likely we'll be ranging around these 2 green boxes, and we'll see how far we will go later today. Well, most of the most important thing is, as you can see right now, of course, we got a nice bounce towards this area. The question is, as always, do we break this EMA 21 on the 4-hour closing above it? Is most likely still not enough. It is basically this green box that I'm waiting for. Do we close above that green box, yes or no? Not really 100% sure that we will. If we have the momentum, it's very possible that we can just go back down one more leg, and then one more leg towards the upside as well. If we do get rejected, there's also a possibility that we get a wick down, as you know, back to our liquidity pool here. And near our, I made it now an orange box because that's the most important box that there is right now to not break the trend, right? So this 10.5k area box is basically the ultimate most important box at right now for not breaking the trend. So like I've said yesterday, like I've said yesterday, around the 10,900 area, this green box here is basically an opportunity to be longing and not to be so bearish from this $1,500, $1,600 crash towards the downside. And yeah, as you can see, we are bouncing nicely up from it towards now already back 11,200 plus. So things are looking good. The question is, do we break above this 11,350-ish area? Do we close above that green box? If we close above that green box, then most likely we will get another attempt back to 11,800, right? So if we break this green box, close above this green box, most likely back into 11,800. Do we break that 11,800? Most likely not just yet. So don't get too excited just yet. Like I said, for this week, most likely we'll be ranging, and it's important that even though that we are ranging, that, like I said, there will still be opportunity to be trading actually. Hi Jason. Yes, of course, the divergence on the higher time frame, everything on a higher time frame is more effective. So if you are trading on the higher time frame, will basically dictate the smaller time frames, right? It's quite similar. It's quite logical because, for example, if you're if you're trading on a weekly time frame, there are 7 days in 1 week, right? So during the 7 days, that 1 day candle can go up, down, up, down, up, down for 7 times, while the weekly candle, it's only 1 candle. So of course, everything that is on the higher time frame is way more important than in a macro perspective than on the lower time frame. So if you're day trading, of course you need to be looking at lower time frames. But even as a day trader, and I think you can clearly see that to me, I basically almost never go below the 4 hour. Even I do day trades because there's too many confluence, too many crazy things happening on the 1 hour, 2 hours. But once again, that's all depending on your trading style, right? Like there are people who are profitable trading on the 1 hour and 2 hour frame. Congratulations to them. I mean, good for you. But I mean, it doesn't work for me, right? So it all depends on yourself. What type of trader, what you feel comfortable trading with, and so on and so on and so on, right? If you're more risk taking, if you're more willing to be having crazy variance, then you should be trading on the lower time frames. But for me, I go 4 hours at my minimum, and then higher, of course, for the higher time frames where you can see basically the better movements. Let's put it like that. But yeah, so longing here, that was the spot. I also said we would have defense or protection from the EMA 55 here, as you can see, and that would be a perfect stop loss position as well. So in case that we would get closing below the EMA 55, you could easily get out of your long position there, and you would have made a small position loss. But that's basically how it's supposed to be, right, John? Stop losses, stop losses. Don't get crazy. Always put your stop loss, or make sure that you have a plan ready with a stop loss in case things don't go the way that you think it will go. So for the next couple of days, exactly the same. I'm just waiting for this area. I will take my profits once we get near this area already, around 11,350. Why do I think 11,350 is most likely the area that we are going to be reaching? Well, we need to fill some gaps, we need to fill some gaps. And well, as you can see here, today we opened up with a small gap here on the CME chart at around, what is it? Boop. Let's make it a little bit clearer here, from 11,600, a little bit below 11,600 to 11,400. So there's a small $200 gap there, and I do believe that this gap is going to be getting filled. And well, 11,600 on the CME chart is around 1,350, because there's around it's 11,410. So how much is their difference right now? 11,410. So around $200 in premium difference. So 11,600 is around 11,400, which is basically this green box here. So I'll be taking profits of my long from this area to this area already. But like I said, if we do close above this green box, I do believe that we will have continuation towards this box, towards the top once again, around 11,800 one more time. But sure, John. Whatever works for you. Trailing stops works fine as well. But yeah, it's more. I think it's more about being more careful and more decisive on your planning. I think that's way more important, because a lot of people just go into a position, and I'm pretty sure that is what happened. You go into a position, but you don't have a plan where to exit, right? And you're not sticking to it, and that's a psychological problem. I know a lot of my trading friends who had that same issue as well. So they are, technical level, technical analysis, very great, right? Like they kind of know this is, good probability, this is a good spot, this is a good chance to be making money, but they keep on adjusting their mindset, right? So once they're in a position, they just keep on adding more position, or they basically one day they're like this, and one day they're like like that, and then they don't have stop losses one day, and stuff like that. It's all about being consistent. So people who are how do you say, trained like in the army, those are the people that are really good traders, because you can't have too much emotions during the trades. You cannot be too bullish. Like I said, you cannot be too happy with some trades that work out, and you cannot be too sad as well when some trades don't work out as well, because that's just how, that's what trading is about. You're just playing on probabilities, and you're just hoping that you'll have more correct decisions than bad decisions or incorrect decisions. But at the end of the day, you want to be a profitable trader, right? You need to have more consistent, more profitable trades than losing trades. But there's no trader that can tell me that they never had a losing trades. As you know, if you've been following me on my channel, you also know that I've got stopped out plenty of times as well, and I'm completely honest with you. I got stopped out, or I got $100 loss here, spread loss here. But if you also have noticed, is that the losses that I've made, and when I get stopped out, it's a very small amount, and there are more successful trades than there are unsuccessful trades, and that's basically what is the whole purpose of being a successful trader. But once again, depending on how much risk that you take, depending on what style, that's something that you have to figure out for yourself, rather than listening to anybody else. You have to find something that 550k lol. Yeah. That's the type of moon boys shit that I don't care about at all. I have zero. I don't care. Like, when is that going to happen? Like, next lifetime, in 10 years and 20 years? Who cares? I don't know. I don't care. I want to be making money like this year now. I need, at the end of the month, I need to have to pay my electricity bill. By the way, my electricity bill is the craziest electricity bill that I ever had. So I paid so last month I paid 34,000 pesos for my electricity bill. That's like the highest amount of in any country that I've ever stayed to be paying for an electricity bill. So I've written a complaint note to Meralco, who is the company that is giving the electricity to my building, and they said that it is because during this period the temperature is hotter than before, so there might be a 15 to 20% increase into the electricity bill price. But still, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? Am I like mining here or something like that? It's just crazy. I don't know what is going on, but yeah. Apparently, they said that my electricity bill is correct. I have to be paying 34,000 pesos, which is I've never stayed in any country before that where I paid that much on electricity bill, to be honest. So, anyways, the new house, I'm going to be installing solar panels on the new house. So, because first of all, I want to be green. I want to be green, and other than that, I don't want to be fucking paying these crazy amounts to Morocco bill. I mean, that's just insane. Like, that's just insane. I mean, it's not like I'm living in like a gigantic mansion or something like that, right? It's just crazy. But anyways, I've written, I don't know what to do, but I've written a complaint mail, but they just replied to me that basically that it's hotter during this period, blah blah blah, and this kind of bullshit, and that the meter read was correct. So I don't know what to do. I don't think there's much I can do than paying the stupid electricity bill, right? Anyways, yeah. So I'm going solar panels on the house. I'm gonna just put on a massive amount of solar panels on the house, and I hope that my electricity bill is going to be not as big, right? Anyways, back to Bitcoin before we move on to everything. But for the records, I mean, all that bullshit of like BTC will go to 500,000, BTC go to 1 million. Who the fuck cares? I don't care. You shouldn't care either. You should be just making money along the way, and then if it happens, you should be celebrating. If it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen, right? I mean, those kind of targets are like for years and years to come. Like I said, who cares? You know. At the end of the day, I'm a trader. I just want to make money now. I want to be making money. I want to be investing that money into my several companies, into real estate, into all the kind of stuff that I care about right now. I don't, yeah. It's not my mindset. It's not my thought. If Bitcoin goes to 14,000 now, I'll be happy already, which is something that I am way more interested in than 550,000 or some crazy stupid number that they put in, because they are following some logarithmic wave chart or something like that. It's just complete bullshit. But anyways, you believe what you want to believe, and if it does happen, I'm happy for you. Then we'll all be super rich, right? I mean, if it goes to 550,000, everybody's gonna be rich who has Bitcoin here. And do you really believe that the whole world who has Bitcoin is going to be super rich and super billionaire? I don't think so. So I think it's very doubtful. That's what I'm thinking. Or inflation is so crazy that 550,000 is worth like basically a scooter or something like that. then the number that you're putting on the Bitcoin, like I said, it doesn't matter what the number is. The matter is what the purchasing power is of Bitcoin. That's way more important than the nominal value of Bitcoin. Like I said, if we have hyperinflation and it costs $100,000 to buy a sandwich, and one Bitcoin is $100,000, then your one Bitcoin is bullshit, because you can only buy one bread with it. That's basically what the whole point is of I mean, that's what I mean with the nominal value is really bullshit. It doesn't matter, right? So just care about the purchasing power of Bitcoin, which is way more important than the nominal value of Bitcoin. So the things that you can do with Bitcoin, the more you can do with one Bitcoin, that's way more important. Anyways, so why am I quite confident that this is going to be moving towards the upside is because of that gap that most likely we will most likely be filling. Right now, we can also see that Ethereum is actually following what I'm saying, leading the charge once again. As you can see, we have created some sort of like an ascending triangle right now, and it's trying to be breaking out here. I'm just waiting for the next 7 minutes and a half, or this 8 o'clock candle to be closing. If we do close above this green box, most likely we will have continuation back to our $400. So that would be amazing for Ethereum. And I did the same thing as this morning at 8 o'clock when I woke up. I just bought at this area here. It was like 373. Yeah, 373. I longed it at 373, and for Bitcoin I have like a long position at like 10,950 or something like that. So it's looking good. So everything will depend on here. I want to see if we are able to be closing above, what's that orange line here, around 387. If we close above 387, most likely we'll have continuation at least to around the $400, and then I'll most likely be closing my position there as well, because like I said, most likely this next couple of days will be more likely to be ranging rather than breaking any structure or something like that. So like I said, doesn't matter that we are ranging. Whenever we go back into our green box towards the downside, I'll be longing it, and if we do break below it, I'll be still longing around this this orange box here, or this area here, because on the long run things are still looking pretty good, right? So let's talk about on the macro scale, right? So why is that? So I made this chart here where we're at right now. Why I just wanted to show you that this orange box is super important. And as you can see here, this is basically our resistance. We got rejected from it so many times over the past year, basically. And this is the first time that we got a push back up from it. So for me, that is a very important sign that we are switching this from resistance into support, and that's basically the key area. So once again, I want to be very clear. If we do start closing candles below that 10,500 area and this turns into resistance once again, things will not look good for Bitcoin very quickly. So for all the moon boys who are thinking, yeah, we are going towards 14,000 to 16,000 or 20,000 or whatever number you want to put in, sure, the probabilities are now of course on the higher end, because, well, if you are more towards the upside of the resistance and grinding towards the upside, there's more chance that you will be breaking towards the upside rather than the downside, right? So of course the probabilities are higher, but once again, this area is like the most important area. We need to be holding and not closing any candles below the 10.5k, and if it does close below 10.5k, like I said, if you are a trader, you cannot be following your emotions or your attachment towards Bitcoin. You just have to go with the right decision, and the right decision will be most likely to be shorting Bitcoin at that point, or switching over into shorting positions along the way when it's going back towards the downside. So that's the most important thing. As you can see right now, the next area of importance is the 13,900 area. Why is that the most important? Why is that the important area? Because that is basically the previous high. And as you can see here, this 12,100 area is basically our previous high as well. So that's the reason why we got rejected from there, and that's the reason also why I said that most likely we'll be going towards 12,100, $12,000 area, something like that, before we get a pullback. And we got that pullback, and we got that support also that I've been telling you about, the 10,500, so $10,500 area. And as you can see right now, we are forming some sort of a upwards channel, as you can see, and as you can see, we are still holding that the top of this channel as well. So as long as we are holding and consolidating on this area here, it's everything is very positive. We are just building our momentum. So as you can see, we need to be forming some sort of pattern here at this point in time, right? So we need a couple more days, maybe a week or something like that, to be seeing what type of pattern we are forming. Is it some sort of like a bullish bull flag that we are going to be forming? Is it some sort of like a pennant again that we are going to be forming? Some sort of structure that we can see forming first before we can take the next step. And like I said, of course, the probabilities are just higher now towards the upside, towards the 13,900-ish area, because the monthly candle showed us that it was very positive, or a change in the trend of the movement, right? If we are going into the monthly chart once again, I wanted to show the monthly chart once again. As you can see, we closed here above this previous high. Yeah, so we made a higher high right now, which is something very different, because we have not seen a higher high for quite some time, for over a year. So that is quite a big difference towards the upside, right? Other than that, we can also see during on our weekly chart that we have broken out of this channel that we have been forming. And if we are making a nice measured move of this channel here, as you can see here, this measured move from this channel and to this breakout towards the upside, we can clearly see that, ta-da, yes, very confluent, right? We are going towards that 14,000 ish area towards the top if we are making a measured move. So that's basically what is in the books and what is in the plans. If, once again, that's always the big if, right? So if we are holding our pattern and if we are holding our levels. Other than that, we can see that here the Stokes are on the weekly are trying to be crossing towards the upside. Once again, we need confirmation. This can obviously curl down a little bit immediately, a little bit more first, and then go back up. That's why they are 4 weeks and a month, right? If we are looking on the monthly, we can clearly see that it's very strong towards the upside, but in a weekly, there are 4 weeks in a month, so this can still snake around a little bit or go sideways a little bit before, you know, actually breaking towards the upside. On the RSI level, we can clearly see it on the weekly that we are in the bullish territory as well, which is very, very positive. And we are only going to be breaking down from the EMA if we are breaking, as you can see here, 10,300. So that's quite a long distance to be going towards the downside before we are basically breaking our structure, right? So on the RSI, it's saying 10,300, but if we are looking at the historical levels, 10,500 is basically, like I said, the area that we have to be looking out for. So if we are closing some candles below that, things will not look good very, very quickly, right? So let's wait around 20 seconds. What I think about ADA, I don't know about ADA. I don't really care about any shitcoins. I think people know that already about me. I don't really care about those kind of shitcoins, but let's take a look, quick look on ADA, if there is anything different. Oh yeah, one thing that is very interesting right now is the Bitcoin dominance. So the Bitcoin dominance is right now back to very low levels as well. So around 61 right now. So that means that the altcoins are actually doing really, really well in comparison with Bitcoin, which is actually very surprising to me. But yeah. Bitcoin altcoins are doing really well. So if you have an altcoin that is having a very good momentum, then they should be doing really, really well. If they are not rallying right now, yeah, then you have a shitty coin. That's basically what the meaning is. Right now, you can clearly see that this is basically the pivot point, right? So we can clearly see that this is the very strong pivot point right here. See, everything about price bounces here, and then it broke down, and it kind of gets rejected here. So waiting for this area to be breaking. So I would definitely wait for this area to be breaking before moving up back to like the 0.44 cents, but it needs to close above this this area first. So that's the big resistance here. Let's see if it happens. If it gets rejected there, then it doesn't look good. It will most likely be going back and ranging back to the bottom of the range, this CN line once again, but doesn't look that bad to be honest. Let's take a look on the daily if we can see something on more long term. Yeah, it looks like rejection right now, so not that great to be honest, not that great, but overall moving averages looking decent, but it's gonna be slower than most other altcoins. So I would be more interested in other altcoins rather than ADA at this point in time, at least. So yeah, that would be my TA perspective on it. Anyways, so quick look, I want to see where we were closed. And yeah, we closed above the green box, so I'll just I can keep my position a little bit longer, open a little bit longer. But if we do close, like I said, the next 4-hour candle close, if we do close below that one, I'll be taking profits immediately on both my positions, my Ethereum and my Bitcoin. Let's take a quick look on Bitcoin, what happened there. So Bitcoin, it's still below the EMA 21, as you can see, but if Ethereum pushes up towards the upside, Bitcoin is going to be lagging and following eventually. So I still believe that most likely the gap is going to be filled. So around 10,350 is still my area that I'm thinking Bitcoin is. So another $100, $120 most likely towards the top side, and then let's see what happens if we break through and go one leg higher. but I don't really think that we'll be able to do it, to be honest. Not right away, not today. It's Monday, maybe like on the next couple of days. Like I said, more ranging than anything, most likely over the next couple of days. But like I said, if price goes back down to this green box here, I'll do exactly the same thing as what I did this morning. I'll just be longing. So I'm putting long positions all the way from this area all the way up to this area. Whatever hits there, basically. I'm longing everything from all of this area up from this area up towards this green box here, because like I said, if it does this for like 2-3 days, that will be amazing for me because you can just keep scalping this position for 2-3 days. That's every day. It's like $200-300 spread that you can be gaining, which is a lot of money. Anyways, let's take a look on expected moves to see what expected moves are saying. And first standard deviation toward the top side is 11,488. 11,500, right? That would be the top side of the range. And then 10,957 on the bottom side of the range, which is basically back to the green box towards the downside. So if we go back down there, then another scalp possibility, right? So for the long that you can put in, because most likely it's not gonna be breaking. And if it does break, then most likely 10.650 is the next support area either way. But of course, it can't keep going down and testing liquidity on the bottom side, right? Or else at one point it's going to be breaking towards the downside for sure. Anyways, what we can see is momentum is on the 12-hour. Now we can, because the things are ranging more a little bit. Now we can use the Stokes a little bit better because when we are seeing something like this, it's useless to be using the Stokes. But as you can see right now, we are heading towards the downside. So I don't think we will have enough power to be breaking the 10,300 350 area today. So most likely get a rejection pretty soon later on. But like I said, I still expect like a small pump towards the that area. Maybe we can see something on the 4-hour. Yeah, here. Yeah, this is the reason. On the 4-hour chart, we can clearly see that it's trying to be crossing. So like I said, another $150 towards the upside is most likely is probably in the books. And let's see on the RSI what the RSI cross up is here perfectly. 11,358, as you can see here, would mean that we would be touching and most likely get rejected from that area towards the downside there. Or if we cross above it or close above it, then of course like I said, continuation to 11.5 11.6 area, something like that. But yeah, other than that, I do think that most likely that gap, CME gap, is going to be getting filled. And then the plan is for the next couple of days, very, very simple. Long the green box, close at the green box. Long the green box, close at the green box. Long at the green box, close at the green box. That's the game plan for the next couple of days. Very similar for Ethereum as well. Long the green box, close at the green box, long the green box. But this time it closed above the green box here on this green box. So there's a potential chance that we go a little bit higher. But I don't think it will go to all the way to this green box here. Most likely half of the candle. So around 400. Maybe a little bit lower than 400, because 400 is like the psychological, like a psychological number, right? So maybe 398 ish, something like that, if we do get continuation towards the upside. But right now, as you can see, as long as we do not break this ascending, this support channel, then there's no issues to be taking. So we just we'll just keep on taking profits whenever we feel, whenever I see that this starts to be a closing down, then it's just a closing time for and taking profits. Like I said, I'm in at like 373. So there's already like a substantial amount of profits on Ether. Ether has been amazing, to be honest. So no issues there. And then the same for Bitcoin. I'm like at $300 up already on this trade once again on the upside. So can't complain. Can't complain. But other than that, yeah, a lot of I don't think that we will see a lot of volatility or anything like that. Like I said, the HVP is right now super red, as you can see here. It means that it's completely expanded, and what we need to be seeing is contraction once again, right? So slowly it will start going down again, and then we will have spike up and a big move once again. But for now, it's going to be ranging more than anything else. One thing that is quite interesting is this one on the daily, the HVP on the daily. If we are making a trend line from this point to this point here, like I said, something sorry, more something like this, where we get that as a we can see that most likely, if we are looking at this as like some sort of an triangle, we can see that around here, this area here, November, we might see a huge breakout of the HVP as well. And during November is quite interesting, because November is of course the elections dates for the new president in the US. So this might basically tell me that, you know, somewhere in November we might see a macro change in Bitcoin as well. So maybe depending on what happens in during the elections, so a major crash or a major pump towards the upside. that's basically what we are what the HVP right now is kind of indicating me. So just to give me some sort of like a timeline until then. But other than that, I don't think that we will have super gigantic movements for the next couple of days or something like that. Most likely ranging, like I said, I would be super happy if things just move, you know, around in this green box here, between these two green boxes, I mean. But we have to, like I said, there's always a possibility that it wicks down towards this orange box here. So if you have not gotten into this position here at the 10.5 level, put some scam orders on the long positions, and if it doesn't get filled, then it doesn't get filled, right? It's not like you lose anything from it. But I have some scam orders all the way from here, all the way from the CN line, basically, here from the CN line, here this EMA 100, which is currently at 10,475, by the way, all the way up to the S1 line here at what is it, 10,650. So just in case that we get like some crazy wick once again, because another possibility is that we go up here and then we get rejected here towards the downside, right? So no issues there. Where do you put stops on this? Well, like I said, so any position that I've taken, that I'm this in this area here, whenever the candle is whenever we have a candle close below 10,500, I'll be closing my position. So the good thing about these scam orders is basically your risk is so minimal, right? You can just close your position immediately, and the max that you'll be losing is maybe like $50 or something like that in the spread, which is, you know, it's nothing really in the grander scale of things, right? It's because you can make a $50 spread on a daily basis. So that's basically it. It's all a matter of like you know, making sure that you just, you know, close or stick to your plan. So there's a lot of people who are putting their orders there, and then the price goes below or closes below 10.5k, and they still have in their mind that, no, this cannot happen. We are gonna go to the moon, and I'm gonna just buy more at 10,500 or 10,200, and then it will go up. And if it goes down more, I will just buy more at 10,000, and then average in, buy in the averages. Then that's where things go wrong, right? That's where things go wrong. So, like I said, it's way more important to make your plan, stick to your plan, and you know, don't change your plan. Just execute your plan. More than ever, you will most likely be saving money than anything like this, than anything else. Okay, so let's make a short recap. A short recap will be fill the gap. Fill the gap. So fill the gap, most likely around this area here, this small it's just slowly, it's going to be slowly later tonight, maybe tomorrow, somewhere 11,350-ish area, this green box here, that is where I'm expecting. Definitely also with this the stocks that are curling, as you can see here on the 4-hour chart. So on the short term, small push towards the upside. On the medium term, we can clearly see the 12-hour stocks are curling towards the downside. So I don't think that we'll be breaking that area just yet. But if we do break that area, most likely continuation, most likely towards here around the 10,600 or the previous resistance here. That would be most likely the top for now, but I don't expect this to be breaking. So most likely here, get a rejection, go back down once again, back to our green box, and then same thing. If we bounce from this green box, most likely we will be bouncing once again. We have the EMA 55 who is supporting. If we don't hold that EMA 55, most likely some sort of a scam wick towards the S1 here, or this near this orange box here, where our safe line is, our health line, our lifeline is. But I don't think that it's going to be breaking just yet towards the downside. Other than that, low volatility, just scalp, just make your money over the next couple of days, because there's less risk. Because a lot of people are saying like, we want that huge volatility. Sure, I mean, if you manage to get in a position and you got this pump towards the upside, you've made a crazy amount of money. If you manage to get this short towards down, you made a crazy amount of money. But consistency is an art as well. So if this, like I said, if this does like this for the next 2-3 days, I'll be happy as well. Just make your money, guys. Just make your money. But like I said, stick to your plan, and don't go away from it. That's basically the biggest lesson here. So ETH looking good. Like I said, closed above it, so most likely continuation as well towards the upside. I don't think that, like I said, very simple. I don't think that it will be going back to this 408 or something like that. Most likely it won't get there. Around the 400 area-ish, I'll most likely be taking my profits already. But if we break down below this green box or this support line, as you can see here, then most likely I'll be closing both my positions. My Ethereum and my long on Bitcoin as well. Just take the profits and just call it a day. Let's put it like that. So yeah, that's basically it for today. I'll do a quick TRX for Carl, because shitcoins rule the world. Shitcoins rule the world. Let's take a look on Tron. Mr. Tron, what are you doing, Mr. Tron? Mr. Tron. What? Sorry. Let's take a look first on the shorter time frames. Once again, it's struggling right now on this huge resistance block as well, right? So you can clearly see here this area here. That's a huge you can clearly see huge confluence here to broke down here, and now it's struggling here. So that's the area that I would be looking at. Do we close some candles above that area? Then most likely continuation here towards the 0.02 ish area. This is the next resistance line, but it looks good. It looks good. The only thing that is a little bit troublesome is the 10 simple moving average is curling towards the downside, which means the momentum is slowly waning towards the downside. So less buying pressure right now on the short term, on the very short term, of course. Let's take a look on the daily, what the daily is saying. Daily, yeah, struggling, as you can see, struggling at that point as well. But still above all the major moving averages. I don't think it's gonna make any big movements. I don't think it's gonna make any big movements today, but it doesn't look that bad for continuation, to be honest. So let's take a look on the weekly. Yeah, looks quite good for in the long term, but not immediately and then right away. So yeah, I would take my time with this one. So just take your time, I think. Yeah, have to see if it starts closing some candles above this resistance area, and then it's fine, I guess. Doesn't look that bad. Like I said, if we are looking on the weekly, most likely return back to the CN line, right? So around the 0.2080 here, that this area here on the top side. That's what I would be expecting, but need to confirm some candles first. It could it's the same thing as Ether, really, where we are like at the at this point here, right? So it did close just barely above the green box, but it's like starting to lose momentum. Very similar, you can see here on the 10 simple moving average. As you can see, it's flattening out here, right? And if it starts waning towards the downside, then there's not enough momentum to be carrying the price up towards the upside. So very similar to like Ether, where I would most likely be waiting it out rather than putting myself into some position, right? So waiting it out is most likely better. But other than that, small pullback and most likely onwards and upwards as well, because if Bitcoin, like I said, if Bitcoin pulls up, then everything is going to be pulled up as well, but on a slower pace most likely, because the Bitcoin dominance is going to be spiking up once again if Bitcoin makes a big move towards the upside once again. So be very careful with that as well. But it doesn't look that bad in the midterm. Short term, as you can see, struggling here. I don't think it's going to be holding. So would I enter immediately now or anything like that? No, I would just wait it out a little bit. Most likely going back to like this area here, 0.1908, form a base there. That's where I would be more interested in. So around this area here, that's where I would be more interested in. Yeah. And yeah, we have a very strong base here on this area now. So yeah, that makes sense, I think. Right. Yeah. This whole green box here. Yeah. Yeah. Probably on that area would be more interesting to be entering any positions. But right now, doesn't look good. Short term, very short term though. That's very short term. Overall, it looks quite okay for a continuation. But once we get into a bull market, things will look very, very good for everything basically, right? But anyways, like I said, let's wait it out. Most likely a lot of ranging. I'm actually thinking about closing my positions right now immediately. We are already having a cross between the 10 simple moving average and the EMA 21 here on the 4 hour on XBTZ, and yeah, Ethereum is starting to wane as well, so I'll most likely be closing my positions after I stop streaming immediately right now and call it a day, and then wait for, like I said, just keep scalping 10.9 around this green box here. Put some scam wicks here, some scam orders here on this area here near the orange box, and things will be fine. That's basically what my plan is going to be. But like I said, I don't think we have the momentum to be breaking any super structures towards the upside, but also not towards the downside. So that's also positive, I think. Other than that, hope to see you again tomorrow, same time, same place, 7:30 p.m. UTC +8. Hope you like, share, and comment, and do whatever you want with this.